Samantha had always loved hiking in the woods. She loved the fresh air, the sound of the birds chirping, and the feeling of being surrounded by nature. But today, something was different. As she walked along the trail, she noticed that the trees seemed to be closing in on her. The path, which she had hiked many times before, suddenly looked unfamiliar. Panic set in as she realized that she was lost. Samantha tried to retrace her steps, but every turn seemed to lead her further into the woods. The sun began to set, and she knew that she needed to find shelter before nightfall. Just as she was about to give up hope, she saw a small cabin in the distance. Samantha ran towards it, hoping that someone would be inside to help her. But as she got closer, she realized that the cabin was abandoned. The door creaked open, and Samantha cautiously stepped inside. The cabin was dark and musty, but it was better than being outside in the cold. She searched the cabin for anything that could help her survive the night. She found some old blankets and a few cans of food in the pantry. As she settled in for the night, she heard strange noises coming from outside. Samantha tried to ignore the noises, telling herself that it was just the wind. But the noises grew louder and more persistent. She began to feel like she was being watched. Suddenly, there was a loud banging on the door. Samantha's heart raced as she realized that she wasn't alone in the woods. She tried to call for help, but there was no cell phone signal. As the night wore on, the banging continued, and Samantha realized that she was in grave danger. She knew that she needed to find a way out of the woods and back to civilization. With the first light of dawn, Samantha set out on foot, determined to find her way back to safety. She stumbled along the trail, her feet aching and her stomach empty. But she didn't give up. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she saw the welcome sight of a ranger station in the distance. Samantha ran towards it, tears streaming down her face. She had never been so grateful to see another human being. As the ranger helped Samantha back to civilization, she couldn't help but wonder what had been out there in the woods with her. She vowed never to hike alone again, but she knew that she would never forget the fear and the strength that she had found in the wilderness.